Welcome back to First Take Math with Brian Thomas. Tonight we are going to work with solving multi-step equations. I'm going to do several problems. I think it's going to be about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 8 questions altogether. So I'll probably break this into about 4 videos. So we have some notes on these types of problems. And again, our goal is to figure out the value of x that makes this true. Again, I know the left side is a negative 20, but it's very unclear of what's going on the right-hand side because of all that's over here. But one of our first steps to solving the equation is we can simplify each side. Well, negative 20 cannot be simplified any further, but if I have negative 4x's and 6 more negative x's, that's a total of 10 negative x's. So I can rewrite this problem as a negative 20 equals a negative 10x. Now the problem is probably a little bit more easier to see because, negative 10 times what number is going to give me a negative 20? You should probably see that's probably going to be a 2. Negative 10 times 2 would give me a negative 20. Now if you can't see that, we've learned that if this is connected by multiplication, we can work towards the x and use division to find that answer. So I can divide and find what x is. So x is going to equal negative 20 divided by a negative 10, and that would indeed give me a positive 2. We know that negative divided by negative is a positive, so x is equal to 2. And so if we check that, if we put a 2 in for each x, that's going to change that to a negative 8. That's going to change that to a negative 12. A negative 8 and a negative 12 would be a negative 20. And if you're using your calculators, I would encourage you to practice on your calculators substituting in 2 for x and see if that does work out to be a negative 20. Let's move over to this example. 8x minus 2 equals negative 9 plus 7x. Again, our first step is to simplify each side, but if you notice, I can't really combine x's to negative 2's, nor can I combine a negative 9 to a 7x. Those are already simplified. So my next move is to get the x on the same side of the equation. What I always like to do is pick on the one that's smaller. So looking at an 8x and a 7x, 7x to me is a fewer number of x's. So what I want to do is move him out of the way. And what I can do is use what we call a zero pair. So to make the 7x disappear off the side, I use its opposite. It's zero pair. So put a negative 7x on that side, but to keep it balanced, I must also put a negative 7x on this side. So now we're ready to simplify. If I have 8 x's and I lose 7 negative x's, or take away 7 x's, that is now going to bring me back down to a single x. The minus 2 is going to come down. The zero pair just zeroes out, so the only thing left on that side is a negative 9. So now I have to get x by itself. And all we really got to do in this case is to move the negative 2 to the other side. And again, I can use its zero pair for that. So if I add a 2 to each side, that should isolate the x on one side and give me my solution. So we have the negative 2's will zero out with the positive 2. You have x equals, and negative 9 and a 2 will give me then a negative 7. Thank you. So we have x equals negative 7. Again, that would be our solution to this problem. And again, I can substitute the negative x in for each side and verify that that indeed is a true statement. Okay? So we'll close this out and stay tuned for the next lesson.